The Thoughtful Bull. Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow in Trinidad, there was a young bull named Betty. Betty was strong, fast, and proud, but she had a little problem. Whenever she saw the color red, what would she do? She would charge immediately without thinking. One day, Betty's wise friend, Mira the owl, swooped down from her tree. "Betty," she said, "I've noticed you always charge when you see red. What's going through your mind when that happens?" Betty huffed. "I don't know, Mira. It's like the red makes me angry and I just have to charge." Mira tilted her head thoughtfully. "What if I told you that you don't have to charge? You could feel the anger." Okay. But when you feel the anger, you can choose a different action. Betty blinked. "What? How would I even do that, Mira?" Mira said, "Let me teach you a trick called pause. Name and choose. Pause, name, and choose." Betty's ears perked up. He loved games. "Okay, I'm listening." Step 1. Pause. Mira explained, "The next time you see red, Betty, instead of charging right away, stop and take a deep breath. It's like putting the brakes on a car. Can you try it now?" Betty took a big, deep breath. Betty said, "Okay, I see step 1. I see how I can pause. Are you ready for step 2, Betty?" Mira said, "Good job, Betty. Now here's step 2, name. When you pause yourself, ask, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Give your feelings a name. For example, I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling excited. This helps you understand what's really going on." Betty furrowed her brow. "So if I see red and feel angry, I just say, I'm feeling angry." "Exactly," said Mira. "Feelings are like visitors. You notice them, you say hello, and you let them be. They don't have to take over. You have a visitor in, you notice them, and let them be." Are you ready for the next step, Betty? Step 3, choose. Finally, step 3, Mira said, after you name your feeling, ask yourself, what else can I do instead of charging? What else can I do instead of charging? Maybe you can walk away. Maybe you can talk to a friend. Or maybe you can take another deep breath. Betty's eyes lit up. You mean I don't have to charge? I don't have to yell? What can I do instead, Mira? Mira said, you tell me, Betty, what can you do when you feel angry or to yell? Betty said, I could maybe play with my ball or eat some grass instead. Exactly, said Mira. You're in control, not the red, not your feeling. The next day, they did a test. Betty was grazing peacefully when a bright red blanket flapped in the wind. Betty's heart raced. Betty's hooves pawed the ground, and she felt the old urge to charge. No, not that. Not that. Mira, not that. Come here. Good. Come listen to the story. Betty felt the old urge to charge, but this time, she remembered Mira's advice. Pause, Betty whispered. Pause. She stopped, took a deep breath, and waited. What am I feeling? What are you feeling now? I'm feeling.
No.
I'm feeling. What are you feeling? I'm feeling angry and I'm feeling excited.
Yes.
Then Betty asked herself, what else can I do? Instead of charging, Betty decided to trot over to her favorite shady spot and munch on some clover. Hey, I did it, Mira, Betty cheered. Betty felt proud, not because she changed, but because. Why does she feel proud? Not because she changed, but because she chose. What's the lesson? From that day on, Betty practiced pause, name, and choose whenever she felt strong emotions. What did she practice? She practiced pause, name, and choose. She learned that feelings like anger or excitement don't have to control her. Instead, she could notice them, accept them, and decide what to do next. Mira smiled from her tree. See, Betty? You're not just a strong bull, you're a thoughtful one too. Betty agreed. I'm not just a strong bull, I'm a thoughtful one too. Because I can name, pause, name, and choose whenever I feel strong emotions. What's the moral of the story that you all are here learning today? What's the moral of the story? Big feelings like anger or excitement are okay to have. But instead of reacting right away, what do? We pause, we name, and we choose. What's number one? Pause. What's number two? Name. What's number three? Choose. And that way we get to choose a different action. We stay in charge of what we do next. So here's some final thoughts. Question 1. How can you practice pause, name, and choose in your own life when you feel upset? Question 2. What are some alternative actions you can take? What are some different actions you can take instead of reacting right away? And finally, question 3 is for friends. How can friends help remind you to think before acting when you feel big emotions? How can friends help remind you to 1. Pause, 2. Name, and 3. Choose.